So, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to give you a quick review of Gstatus ATL Hustle, Season 1, Episode 7, I think. What you gonna do? Who gonna do it? I can't remember. But, what you gonna do now, or what's happening now, or who's it, what's it, who's it, I don't know. Alright, so, of course, we have the long introduction of what happened last time. When we left off, they were New York Fashion Week. Everybody walked in their shows. There was no drama. Everything went, well, there was a little drama, but other than that, everything went smoothly. Oh, the little girl scared the bejesus out of me. I rolled in here with some Hot Pockets. It's fine. So, we start with the long-ass introduction, which, of course, you know, clearly 6 minutes of every episode is going to be what had happened was. She's pregnant and out of breath. Jesus.
No, my ass will be messing up all day.
Okay, we bleed the blood on your lungs. Hallelujah. Shout out. Okay, I'm not fooling with her. Okay, so let me go on and get this review out the way. This is Ebbie Reviews. If I didn't say that, I'm like a minute in. Child, I'm trying to get this done before Snorri McSnorri.
$4.
Look at Jesus. Okay, so we go to my nose is, I have makeup on my nose and it itches like crazy and I want to. Okay, so Sherrod in this hip hop stiletto dance situation. So he wants to invite. Can you, while I'm on video, could you, if you could just not throw boxes of food at me, that would be wonderful. I look like Kool-Aid in this. Okay, I can't. So Sherrod invited everybody, and the only person who was not there was Akeem, which is fine because he would have just added even more unnecessary drama. So everybody come in there in good spirits, willing to participate, except for our friend Corday. Why you even came, I don't care how much Tramel begged you to come. If you were just going to show up and act an ass and be unsociable with everyone, you could have kept that at the house, boo. Nobody needed that. Nobody needed that at all. Not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You could have really just kept that at the house. So the girl who was giving the lessons for the stiletto hip-hop class was the same young lady that Corday gave the lessons to about stage presence when they were trying to sing that Prince song, and she had it in clearly. I'm not even gonna, because he gonna be all over the comments and all them. Well, I'm sorry that you feel. You know what? I don't understand. Okay. So everybody was willing to participate and get into the learning of the dances. So it seemed to me that Corday just came to talk shit about everybody. That's what I got out of this whole situation. That's what he was for. Can you put these back on the table?
Yeah.
This too. Make sure that don't get lost in there. Thanks, bud. So he came just to critique everybody. So you got so much to say about who's doing what, and clearly Zafar is taking a couple beats longer than anyone else to get the choreography. Well, everybody doesn't pick up choreography like that. Some people, it takes them a couple tries for them to get it. Some people have to take the choreography home and then reflect on it and then come back and then they got it. Some people pick it up as soon as you give it to them. It just depends on the person and how they learn. Just because they are an exotic dancer or a stripper doesn't mean that they will be able to pick up the choreography like that. But I didn't see you put not a 1, not a 2. I didn't see you hit a 2 or 4. None of the counts. So your critique, you could have really saved it. You didn't. Nobody needed that from you. Nobody asked you for that. Especially if you were just coming to sit in judgment of everyone and be nasty and rude. You could have kept that at home. And I want to preface this by saying that I saw the interview that he did on Takator TV, and how he's how he's socially awkward, and a lot of things that happened to him in his youth, and he was neglected, and all these things. Okay. All right. So now you know these things, and you recognize that that is what happened to you in your bearing up. So how long are you going to use that as an excuse for you being a jackass? You are not the only person to have things have happened to them in their childhood and their upbringing. That doesn't mean that you be rude and disrespectful in whatever venue that you are in, and then you want to blame it on because you think you're better than anyone else. Because that's clearly what you think, because that's how you act. But when you get called to the carpet for it, then you give us the sob story of how your upbringing is the reason that you are the way, and you're socially awkward. I know socially awkward people who are not jackasses. I need you to try again. What was it? He burns me up. So Sherrod was clearly feeling his Sierra Oats in this dance class with the "I'd like to see you 1-2 step and get it on the floor and drop it down low and get your eagle on and all that good and lovely stuff." This, well, I cannot stand it. Because he had it, baby had it. He sure had it. And he said he's pushing himself so hard because he, I guess the rejection of so many different things of maybe getting, because I know he's spoken before about actually auditioning for things, getting them, and because of his past, the things being taken away from him, that he went into an audition and he had an issue and he froze. So clearly he's trying to get himself childish. All this dark makeup. Y'all, I'm like a fool. Okay. So he froze. So he pushed himself really hard in the learning of this dance, to kind of get back on the horse and get back into his passion of dancing and acting and all that good stuff. For some odd reason, Corday is on a social media hiatus. I don't know. So they sit outside and they have a little conversation. Zafar invites everybody to his house for pillow talk. And, this is where Sherrod is saying, oh, well, this would be a good time for everybody. If you got an issue with somebody, to hash out your issues. And then clearly Corday doesn't want to hash out anything with anybody because he doesn't feel he's wrong. Okay, this is just Ebony talking now. He doesn't feel he's wrong in any of the issues that he has. And he feels like because he was defending someone that not only should they have his side, but he's not wrong. Which is not the case. And I was trying to figure out what him defending Sherrod had to do with him fixing it with Melange it out. Just fix it. Just fix the issue. Just be an adult, be a grown adult, and fix it like a grown adult would, or just say at this point, I don't fuck with him. I'm not going to fuck with him. He's not my cup of tea. I would have respected him more to say, nah, fuck that nigga. We just not going to get along. And that's just be the end of it. Rather than you go all the way around the mulberry bush and all these pussy backpedaling and pussy popping that you doing and all of this extra for no apparent reason. So we get to the pillow talk, and everybody gets there and they're having a good time, and people are on the pole, and Milan Shaddai is whipping that hair around in a circle, honey. Baby, if my wig was free enough to do, I would do a hair whip right now, but my lace is not going to allow for me to be great. Everybody's having a good time until Tramiel and Corday gets there. And then the whole mood goes. So they try and get into the meat of the issues and try to hash them out. And Corday, who clearly doesn't like to be confronted about the things that he says, or brought to task for any of the things that he says. And I guess he just says that he can say anything in a vacuum because that's who he is, and no one has ever called him to the carpet for his bull, that he can continue to do that, and he's being held to task for what he is saying and what's being said by him. And no, you're going to have to explain this. And so now he's got a bad attitude. And this is why I didn't want to come here. Why? Because you knew that they were going to hold your feet to the fire for the bullshit that you said? Is that why you didn't want to come? You're full of poop. Full of poop and scoop, sir. Poop and scoop. Let's just call it spade. Let's call it what it is. You are a spoiled brat who are used to having your way. And that's another thing. You have so much critique about everybody and their skills and what they're capable of doing, but when it comes time for you to show and prove for yourself, you do not do it. You went on Ty Couture TV and did that interview. He asked you to sing, you refused. We heard when you were on that date with Charlie, because they played your vocals, boo-boo. And you tried to say, oh, but it's practice. I, again, back to my beloved mentor and singing coach and minister of music for the last 10 years, has said to me on numerous occasions, how you practice is what you're going to do when comes time for you to perform. So if you practice and your pitch is all over the place, I'm trying to be nice because I don't know you, and I can only go off of what you show us. And that interview that you did with Ty, for me, did not make you more likable. It just did. It just did not. It just, to me, just proved what I have been thinking about you this entire time, that you are a spoiled brat, and you think you can do and say whatever you want, and it's okay because you're cute, and you can sometimes halfway carry your tune, and so people have let you slide with the bull. But now people are holding your feet to the fire, and you are coming up with all these excuses, and it just doesn't hold any water. It just is what it is. Hopefully, next week, I'm sure it's going to even go further down the rabbit hole. And so we will see what happens then. But yeah, that's all I got for this episode. Until then, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.